Everyone, good morning. Myself, Ritesh Tandon, US congressional candidate. And with me today is Jose Tercero. He is a political activist as well as a community leader on the Latino side. So today I want to discuss what I like to do and what is my ambition and what's my goal is to help the community, especially the Latino communities. So my friend Jose, please go ahead.
Good morning, Ritesh Tandon. Very welcome everyone today in this beautiful event where Mr. Ritesh Tandon is going to express himself, his political agenda. Este es el candidato al Distrito 17, Ritesh Tandon, donde se va a exponer el día de hoy las propuestas y soluciones para la comunidad latinoamericana. Ritesh Tandon es el candidato por el Partido Republicano al Distrito 17 de California y por supuesto tendrá con ustedes todas las soluciones, las propuestas que van a beneficiar al Partido Republicano, a la comunidad latinoamericana y por supuesto abordará temas importantes para todos ustedes, especialmente uno de los temas más tocados, uno de los temas más discutidos, que es el tema de migración. Así que Ritesh, thank you so much. And then we're going to start with the beautiful subject. It's a very, 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 very difficult subject. However, 20 years or more in Congress, the Democrat had never ever done anything for the Latin community people regarding immigration. Can you explain the Latin American community? What is the agenda, political agenda? What is your idea for immigration? And tell them your story. You're also an immigrant, and then you understand very well the path to become legal in United States.
Yeah, thank you so much. Before I start, I'll briefly say a few words about me, Jose, that I came to this country. First of all, I'm Ritesh Tandon, your congressional candidate for District 17, which includes Fremont, Newark, San Jose, Santa Clara, Sunnyvale, Milpitas, Alviso, and Cupertino. I came to this country 20 years ago for my education and for my American dream. And I can tell you, before I started my education, I started working for the nonprofit organization where I served for 22 years for underserved community and the people. And also while serving for the nonprofit, I also work for the Latino communities in the Bay Area. In fact, I was fighting for their rights. I know that many Latino communities, they don't speak the English language, and advantage was taken by some of the members and communities. So what I used to do is I used to work with the Latino. I used to bring my attorney friend, and we used to write some affidavit, and we used to fight for them. In fact, some of the children, they were really suffering, and the poor families. And I can tell you, I fight for them, I stand for them, and I almost got the lawsuit while fighting for the Latino community. And but I can tell you, at the end, we won. We won. We saved the older lady from eviction from the house, and in fact, everything went very well. So Jose, before I start on the immigration, maybe you can convert some little bit of my background. I'll highly appreciate that. Yeah.
Mi nombre es Ritesh Tandon, soy el candidato del Distrito 17 por California. También tengo y tuve una vida y experiencia de inmigrante. Vine a los Estados Unidos con mis visas F1, H1. Soy el candidato del Distrito 17 que incluye varias ciudades como Milpitas, Fremont, Cupertino, una parte de San José. Pero lo más importante es que yo conozco muy bien el procedimiento migratorio. Se aplicó directamente a mí. Tuve experiencias, tuve que esperar muchos años, más de 15 años, para poder ser residente permanente y ciudadano de Estados Unidos. Conozco los problemas de los latinoamericanos. Estoy aquí porque antes de tener mi residencia permanente y mi ciudadanía, yo sufrí igualmente el procedimiento migratorio. Una vez que me hice residente y ciudadano, luché y peleé y abogué por los latinoamericanos con mis abogados en asuntos de propiedad y en asuntos de ejecución cuando vivían en los condominios y apartamentos que los querían a ellos sacar por los pagos de la renta o por alta renta. Luché por los latinoamericanos, conozco el sufrimiento de ellos, conozco todo lo que han pasado para estar en Estados Unidos. Muchos de ellos no hablan inglés, pero yo siempre he estado del lado de los latinoamericanos, conozco por ser un inmigrante igual que ustedes, conozco el sufrimiento, conozco el procedimiento de migración y estaré siempre a su lado, y así lo he hecho con las organizaciones non-profit de los Estados Unidos, apoyando en mis distritos a los latinoamericanos.
Thank you so much, Jose. And I'd like to answer your immigration question. I came here in this country under F1. It took me 14 years to get a green card. I can see that during this process, all the Latino communities and all the immigrant communities, they work so hard. They work so hard, but I think they are not treated fairly. Today, I can see in Indian community as well, 600,000 families waiting for green card, and Democrats were there in the power in both the houses, but nothing happened. And in fact, things didn't move. I will let Jose convert, and then I want to tell you what is my plan, what I like to do for the DACA families who are suffering the same way, like what I suffer when I came here, and same way TPS, because I myself have suffered and I understand the pain of you. My opponent, he was born with a silver spoon. They don't understand the problem families face. They don't understand how much the immigrants suffer. I have passed through all those things, so I can help you. Yeah, go ahead, Jose.
Mi idea como inmigrante cuando vine a los Estados Unidos de América con la visa F1, después tuve la visa H1B y pasó 14 años para yo poderme hacer residente permanente y ciudadano de Estados Unidos. Conozco el proceso migratorio, conozco el sufrimiento. Hay muchas familias, casi 600,000 familias de la India que están en una situación migratoria en el limbo, que tampoco tienen apoyo del Congreso de los Estados Unidos. Tanto tiempo ha tenido el Congreso americano para poder apoyar a los latinoamericanos, a las familias de la India en los procesos migratorios, y los demócratas no han hecho absolutamente nada. El opositor del Partido Demócrata por el Distrito 17 nació en una cuna de oro que no conoce verdaderamente los problemas migratorios. Yo, Ritesh Tandon, conozco muy bien los problemas migratorios, conozco el tiempo que hay que esperar para hacerse residente permanente y ciudadano. Hemos sufrido desde que tenía mi visa H1B y conozco verdaderamente la realidad, la tristeza y, por supuesto, ahora que soy ciudadano americano, conozco la realidad de los inmigrantes y si yo soy elegido al Congreso 17 de California en Estados Unidos, estaré apoyando directamente lo que es la reforma migratoria. Mi oponente no conoce absolutamente nada de lo que es un asunto migratorio. Por lo tanto, yo, Ritesh Tandon, conozco la trayectoria, el sufrimiento de lo que es hacerse inmigrante en Estados Unidos, tener sus documentos legales y haber sufrido mucho. Así que yo estaré siempre al lado de los inmigrantes. Ritesh, do you remember that in the 111 Congress, Barack Obama, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, they had both cameras, the Senate and the Congress.
Yeah.
They were a really good friend of the Latin American people. And by the way, they're a really, really good friend that they forgot about them. They never passed any immigration reform. They did not every single congressperson says that he wants to support the Latin American people and the Indian people. Can you tell the Latin American people today, what is your idea once you get elected and what happened in the 111 Congress? They're supposed to be the friend of the people, and in fact, they become the enemy.
I can tell you, Jose, that in Indian community also, for last 20 years, we were closing our eyes and voting for Democrats. Look into the results, 600,000 families still waiting for the green card, and they have done nothing for them. And in fact, these are the legal people, how the people who came here under TPS program, and how the people and how the children, they were brought in here under the DACA program. I can tell you, I'm very proud that Senator Lindsey Graham, she is a Republican from South Carolina. She introduced this bipartisan bill of a DREAM Act in the Senate to help all the DACA children. And also, I'm very proud that Congresswoman Elena Ross, she is also Republican. She also introduced a bipartisan act in the Congress to help all the DACA children. Today, when I see the dreamers, my heart felt apart, I can tell you, because when I work for the nonprofit, I work mostly for the children and the communities, and I see that these children, they are here, they are paying the taxes, they studied here, they are contributing to the economy, and then at the same time they have to suffer because of the DACA status. Every day when they wake up in the morning, they have the pain that what is my future is, because I passed through the same thing for 14 years. Every day I used to wake up and think, okay, I'm going to get the green card or I'm not going to get green card. How long I need to wait? So this is where I see the pain. Same way for TPS also, they are here for last 20 years. And I'm very sad to see, and they are legal here. They are here with the full documentation. For last 20 years, actually, they are contributing to the economy. And now the TPS status is going to expire in January 2020. We need to work. We need to restore that. We need to give them the opportunity. I can tell you, these people, those who are working on the EAD, they are supporting their families. They are supporting their children. They are supporting their old father and mother. Latino families, like Indian families, we work very hard. We were not born with the silver spoon. We always work very hard and do so much ground level work. And at the same time, I believe we are not treated fairly. And this is where I want to fight very hard for Latino community and our Asian community, as well as all the Americans, to make sure that you have your right. Yeah.
Ritesh, I'm going to start saying in Spanish the question. La pregunta fue al candidato Ritesh Tandon, ¿cuál va a ser la propuesta y la solución en el tema migratorio? Porque en el Congreso 111 de los Estados Unidos de América, cuando estaba de presidente Barack Obama, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, tenían las dos cámaras, el Congreso y el Senado, y ninguno de ellos pudo hacer una completa reforma migratoria a favor de los latinoamericanos teniendo las dos cámaras. Fue un engaño a toda la comunidad latinoamericana teniendo ambas cámaras. No pudieron presentar una reforma migratoria. Y el senador Lindsey Graham de Sur Carolina, la congresista Ileana Ros-Lehtinen de la Florida, ambos presentaron el apoyo para lo que es el DACA y algunas reformas migratorias en el Congreso. Yo, Ritesh Tandon, conozco verdaderamente el procedimiento de migración. He estado sufriendo muchos años. También reconozco que las personas del TPS por más de 20 años han estado en Estados Unidos. El DACA, los niños que los trajeron a Estados Unidos, conozco el sufrimiento de ellos y de sus padres. Han pagado impuestos, han ido a la escuela, han trabajado, pertenecen a los Estados Unidos de América. Y el TPS, que tiene más de 20 años en Estados Unidos, es increíble cómo nadie ha podido ver y cómo nadie ha podido apoyar a la gente del TPS y del DACA. Yo, Ritesh Tandon, conozco bien el procedimiento. Como les dije, he sufrido mucho. Estaré apoyando el TPS, al DACA, que son personas y niños y jóvenes que han estado en Estados Unidos durante mucho tiempo, pero que el Partido Demócrata nunca ha podido ayudarles, no ha tenido la oportunidad, teniendo el Congreso 111, jamás pudieron ayudarles. Así que yo, Ritesh, si soy electo al Congreso de los Estados Unidos por el Distrito 17, conozco el problema migratorio y vamos a seguir apoyando a lo que es el TPS y el DACA y a los inmigrantes legales en Estados Unidos. Ritesh, so can you close with a good solution and hope for the TPS and DACA? Because listen, a candidate like you is a very extremely hopeful, because they never had a candidate really supporting TPS and DACA. Like you said, they pay taxes, they live here for 20 years. They have kids already, the people who has TPS. They are 18 years old already. Now they are new voters. In this election, they're going to be starting as a new voters. So what is the message for you to the TPS parents that now they have kids 18 and 19 years old, and also the DACA people that they are not going to be able to vote, but they are expecting someone like you to come up with a great solution since the Democrats left them alone?
I can tell you, Jose, I can match it exactly what is happening with my Indian community, where those people, they are waiting for 20 years and more. This is exactly same situation where the people are legal. People have the document, they have the EDA card, people on the TPS, people on DACA, they are legally here. I support the legal immigration. What I want to do and what I want to tell you, that when my opponent and what other politicians they talk about, they only talk about to get your vote. But I am not a politician. I stand up for the people like you and people like me and people in the community who are suffering. And this is where I'm standing and coming from the background. I can tell you, I suffered. I know what the pain is. I know that how difficult it is for you every day and how difficult it is for you to go back to country and come back with all this immigration thing. I will work for you to resolve it, and I'll resolve it in one and permanent way. So give me opportunity to work for you, because many people, they don't understand, because they are born here. They have no clue what the immigrants pass through. And I have gone through, so I understand you fully.
Yo, tu candidato Ritesh Tandon, conozco ambas partes, conozco todos los aspectos del proceso migratorio. Yo lo sufrí, yo lo viví. Conozco las lágrimas, la tristeza, la desesperanza y, por supuesto, el nerviosismo de saber que este TPS o el DACA pueden finalizar y pueden terminar. Yo he sido un inmigrante como ustedes. Conozco, yo también, Ritesh Tandon, he sufrido, he llorado las esperanzas de lo que es volverse residente permanente y ciudadano americano. Sabemos que la parte demócrata nunca ha apoyado la reforma migratoria, jamás han podido reconocer que el DACA y el TPS necesitan una solución. Yo, Ritesh Tandon, me propongo en una de mis soluciones llegando al Congreso de los Estados Unidos de América, apoyar al TPS, apoyar al DACA. Hemos sufrido todos somos inmigrantes. La comunidad de la India tiene graves problemas también, más de 20 años con su tarjeta de trabajo y nadie ha podido apoyar a la comunidad de la India, ni tampoco a los latinoamericanos. Yo verdaderamente sí conozco, Ritesh Tandon, el procedimiento migratorio, conozco el sufrimiento y tendrán de parte de mí, que no soy político, soy un hombre técnico que resuelvo efectivamente, gerencialmente las situaciones y en mis manos tengo un procedimiento para poder apoyar lo que es la reforma migratoria, especialmente TPS y el DACA. Mi oponente es un político que hablan y prometen y solo los utilizan para el día de la votación. Nosotros, los republicanos y Ritesh Tandon, no hacemos eso. Tenemos la solución, somos gente como usted y como yo. Sabemos el sufrimiento tuyo, hemos estado en tus zapatos. Así que Ritesh Tandon apoya al TPS y al DACA y estará siempre pendiente de cualquier necesidad de los inmigrantes porque mi oponente no conoce verdaderamente qué es sufrir el procedimiento migratorio. Y nosotros, como un hombre técnico, como ser humano, una persona que conoce tu sentimiento, yo sí sé que sufrir en el asunto migratorio es bastante difícil, lo pone muy nervioso, es un problema catastrófico, pero yo estaré ahí para estar contigo, darte las soluciones. Ritesh Tandon promete que va a apoyar muchísimo lo que es la reforma migratoria del TPS y del DACA.
Thank you so much, Jose. Yeah. So
Thank you, Ritesh. It's a beautiful solutions in regards of immigration. Like we were talking on your delivery, is that the opponent, they don't know anything about sovereign immigration. They never ever present any immigration reform. They use the voters just the date of the elections. Also, you mentioned that you are a person like you and I, a normal person. You're not a politician. You're a person who execute the solutions, efficiency, effectiveness. Why? Because you know what it is to wait as an Indian community and Latin American community for 20 years for some hope in immigration reform. That was a beautiful topic that you want to close it in 5 seconds, 10 seconds, because they love this topic. The Latin American people, they love this immigration topic.
Yeah, I just want to say that I'm one of you and I will fight for you. I have seen what happened with me, with my skin color, and I feel discriminated also here in this country. So I understand all your pain. Give me one opportunity to fight for you for immigration topic here.
Yo, Ritesh Tandon, le solicito a la comunidad latinoamericana el apoyo, la oportunidad de ser electo al Congreso de los Estados Unidos por el Distrito 17. Yo tengo tu mismo color de piel. Sé cuál es el sufrimiento, las discriminaciones que puede pasar. Conozco el dolor, conozco la tristeza. Queremos que nos brinde la oportunidad a los latinoamericanos de estar en el Congreso por el Distrito 17 de California para poder solucionar por una sola vez y definitivamente el problema migratorio para el TPS y el DACA. Thank you, Ritesh. That was a beautiful message regarding the immigration, especially, like I said, when people use their politics to attract the vote and forget about them for many, many years. Yeah. And then Ritesh Tandon will be there in the Congress to support and effectively management, truly and faithfully in favor of the Indian people, but also with the Latin American people that they are really, really lost in this immigration subject. Ritesh, how about the security, the safety in the country? Remember, Central and South America, they suffer war, gang members, the guerrilla, they suffer so many things. They come to the United States for a safety, for a law and order. They come here to live free, to see the kids playing on the street, to see the kids going to school and the parents can be working without any problems, gang members, Antifa, Black Lives Matters, all the situation that happened right now. And now these people that you will be supporting from the Congress, they live in US, and now we have a problem with defunding the police. What is your comment about safety and security in US, especially your district?
Thank you so much, Jose. First of all, my opponent, Rokhana, he want to defend police. He want to open borders. He want to retain the criminals who have done the illegal job here and don't deport them. In fact, you can look into the bill, which is HR 5383 bill, which is sponsored by my opponent, Rokhana. And this bill allows illegal people who are here in this country and they do any serious crime, but they will not be deported. I think this is very sad to see because I work very closely with the Latino communities here on the 101 and Story Road. And I see that they are very peace-loving people. They are the people who work hard from morning to evening. Many of them, they are on the green collar job. I can tell you that when the children, when they are playing outside, we need to provide security. I see that our police officers, they do fantastic work. Whenever they call, they are there, they are standing for them, they are fighting for them, and they are protecting them. And Jose, what you described very clearly, our children, especially when they are playing outside, I think they need to be protected. I'm very sad to see what happened with Mr. Floyd and Mr. Jacob. But at the same time, we need not to defend the police. We need to bring some procedures in the police that will prevent those things from happening. And that way we can maintain the law and order.
Yo, Ritesh Tandon, apoyo oficialmente a la policía, a la seguridad, la tranquilidad y la paz de los latinoamericanos que están en las calles. Mi oponente del Partido Demócrata apoya el ingreso ilegal a los Estados Unidos, apoya quitarle el presupuesto a la policía, apoya dejar a los criminales fuera de las cárceles para que puedan llevar sus vidas regulares en las calles y, por supuesto, terrorizar y a la anarquía vuelva a las calles de las ciudades. Eso es lo que hace mi opositor demócrata al Congreso de Estados Unidos. Nosotros apoyamos a la policía, no queremos que se le quite el presupuesto, queremos que se cierren las fronteras para que haya una migración legal y que se respete. Los niños en las calles, Ritesh apoya que los niños jueguen en las calles, que haya seguridad, que haya tranquilidad, que ellos puedan estar libremente por las calles, que sus padres estén contentos y alegres y que estén tranquilos de que nada les vaya a pasar. La policía está para apoyarnos. Cuando sucede algo, uno llama a la policía y ellos están ofrendando sus vidas, que por cierto para eso les pagan, pero están ahí para cubrir y proteger a la comunidad, especialmente latinoamericana. Cuando yo voy a los barrios y a las colonias, dice Ritesh, yo admiro a los latinoamericanos que trabajan 24 horas, 24/7, Ritesh, they work hard, the Latin American people. They work on the street, trabajan en las calles, los niños juegan, van a las escuelas y la policía está ahí para cuidarlos y para protegerlos. Ese es el mensaje mío en el tema de lo que es seguridad y, por supuesto, cobertura en las calles para que los niños puedan continuar con una vida normal. Ritesh, your opponent, he wants open borders. He wants to defund the police. He wants to continue this anarchy, terrorizing the street, destroying the business. You are a business person. You knew how to suffer, how to invest one penny. Now God, life, and your skills have given you the opportunity to grow because the country is free and protect you. The opponent, they want to destroy the business. What is the message about all these beautiful Latin people who have business, taquerias, they have bakeries, they have every single thing in the district, but they are scared about this opponent, the Democrat, that he wants to not protect them. He wants to bring the gang members to the street and destroy their business. What is your message for the Latin Americans?
So my message is very clear. When I came to this country 22 years ago, I myself worked so hard. Now, small businesses and everyone and all the community, they hire hundreds and thousands of employees. And I've seen that many Latinos, they are in the job. By bringing the business, by burning the businesses, by doing the looting, by destroying the shops, what you're doing is you are stopping the families from going to jobs. And what happened? The families suffer. Today, I see so many Latino families when I'm working for, they are not able to pay rent. They're not able to pay rent because their businesses are not open yet. And I can tell you, Jose, one thing I want to bring it up here, that my opponent, he helped the rich venture capitalist people with all the funding. But when I see the small businesses where carpet shop and all those things run by the Latinos, they did not got funded. And in fact, they had to lay off the people. And when they laid off the people, there were many Latinos actually who were laid off, which I personally know, and they did not have the money for the food or for the rent and for everything. I can say that my process is I want to work for you. I want to bring the reform in police so that when they come in, they don't use the weapons. It should be the last option. They should understand you more and more, and they should have the strong neighborhood. At the same time, I want to ensure no Antifa, no lootings, no riots, nothing. I like to have this country to be as safe as possible, where our children, when they go out in the morning, we know that they are safe when they are coming back from the school. We know that when the family member, they go out in the day for the work, we know that evening time they are going to play with their children and they will see them. Today, I believe in the strong and safe neighborhood. And I strongly oppose what is happening, riots and all the loots and destroying the businesses, which is creating more, or which is making all the jobs to go away. We need to stop all these things, and we need to work for community and what is the best for the community.
Yo, Ritesh Tandon, apoyo totalmente a los negocios pequeños de los latinoamericanos, talleres mecánicos, restaurantes, pastelerías, cualquier otro tipo de actividad que los latinoamericanos tengan porque son gente trabajadora. Mi mensaje es en general que apoyando a la policía hay prosperidad porque los latinoamericanos pueden trabajar, pueden contratar personas. En este momento, bajo el mandato demócrata, los anárquicos, los terroristas hacen que se cierren las empresas, hacen que los pequeños empresarios ya no puedan contratar a las personas, que los latinoamericanos sufran verdaderamente su economía familiar y su economía personal porque ya no pueden llegar a trabajar por el cierre de las empresas, porque existe caos y anarquía en la mayoría de las ciudades en Estados Unidos en este momento, porque los opositores demócratas quieren que se quite a la policía, que se quite el presupuesto y que exista caos en las calles. Mi oponente, el demócrata, por el distrito 17, él quiere hacer amigo de los grandes empresarios, de aquellas personas que no necesitan dinero, de aquellas personas que tienen suficiente dinero para vivir felizmente toda la vida. Yo, Ritesh Tandon, soy amigo de los latinoamericanos, de los que trabajan fuerte, de los que trabajan a diario, de los que tienen su empresa, de los pequeños empresarios, de aquellos que trabajan día a día y que contratan, pero que en este momento se ven obligados a cerrar sus empresas, porque desafortunadamente existe un panorama de terror en las calles con esta gente que destruye, los criminales destruyendo las calles y la gente demócrata votando por quitarle el presupuesto a la policía. Yo, Ritesh Tandon, apoyo a los pequeños empresarios, a los medianos empresarios latinoamericanos. Aquellos que trabajan, Ritesh, they work in a body shop. There are 2, 3 mechanics working nicely, the Latin American people. And now they have to suffer not only close, but they have to lay off everybody. So this is one of the ads that I'm adding, that los latinoamericanos tienen talleres para reparar sus vehículos, etcétera. Y ellos están sufriendo en este momento también las consecuencias de lo que es la anarquía, la destrucción y la criminalidad en las calles. Por eso yo, Ritesh Tandon, apoyo firmemente a la policía para que exista paz, tranquilidad, para que haya una democracia bonita, para que los niños y los padres y por supuesto la gente que trabaja pueda asistir y tenga su sustento en la economía. Mi opositor, my opponent, of course, no hace nada, absolutamente nada. Él quiere que destruyan a las economías pequeñas, a las economías medianas, porque absolutamente está en contra de la seguridad de Estados Unidos. So like I said, finishing, my opponent is very, very against the safety, against the prosperity. He wants the anarchists, the criminals on the street, and your Latin American people from your district, Ritesh, they are very suffering all this economy, all this disaster. That's why you are opponent against defunding the police and you supporting the police.
Thank you so much, Jose. Yeah.
And then just give me 5 seconds to close this subject because it's very important. Remember, gang members, narco trafficking, they live in Central America. People escape, Ritesh. This is one of the most #1 asylum application in United States for the Central America because the narco traffic, the gang members, they want to recruit the young people. Just close your statement about this thing. Narco trafficking and gang members in Honduras, El Salvador, and Guatemala, they are recruiting young guys. They come here. Do you think it's fair that they escape these people and come here and see them again?
Actually, to be frank, Jose, I have personally seen this thing happening. And I know that how the small children, those who are going to the school, 8th grader or 9th grader, they get diverted. The guns are put on their hand. They go on the wrong direction of drugs. So in fact, while working at the ground level for the community, I know what is there. So I can fix all those things. And I am fully aware how I can take care by bringing more reform in the police, by making the police and the neighborhood to align more together so that we can stop all those narcotic guys from influencing our children and from destroying their careers. We have to work together, and I will do it for you. And trust me and vote for me this November.
Mi mensaje final es que yo he visto las consecuencias de los niños de 9 a 12 años que les dan las armas en esos países para que sean criminales desde pequeños, engañándolos y diciéndoles que esa es la única forma de prosperar. Yo, como representante en los Estados Unidos, en el Congreso, terminaré todas estas actividades ilegales. Pondré a mi disposición todo mi conocimiento para que exista prosperidad y oportunidad, para que los niños que vengan a Estados Unidos tengan seguridad y que no tengan temor de que si en sus países ha existido narcotráfico, crimen y las guerrillas y las pandillas, aquí en Estados Unidos yo estaré para defender la seguridad, la policía y por supuesto los agentes del orden público, y desde el Congreso de los Estados Unidos de América tendré toda la capacidad legal y política y por supuesto desde mi corazón para apoyar a los niños que vienen a Estados Unidos y que dejen esas actividades ilegales en los países centroamericanos y otros países del mundo para que puedan prosperar y ser niños de bien. Thank you, Ritesh. That was a beautiful message because remember, they suffer a lot in Central America with gang members. They recruit them since like you said, 9 to 12 years old because they know that the penal code cannot penalize them if they commit a crime in Central America. So they put them on in front to commit all those horrendous crimes because they have no choice. They are so poor, they are so like left alone for some governments that they have no other option. They come to the United States and then your opponent wants to defund the police. So we're gonna have gang members here, anarchy, escaping from Central America. So just 2 more seconds on that and then we can move to the next subject.
And I just want to add one more thing because I was working with one Latino child. He was 8th grader and he was very good in studies. And I was motivating him to become computer engineer, which he wanted to become. And I was very sad to see, like one day he bring the gun from the school, and I found out, and I was very angry on him. No doubt he went to the right direction, but I can say we have to stop all those things. We have to take care of our children. We have to take care of our families. We need to have the strong neighborhood. We need to fund more police instead of defending them, what my opponent want to do. So let's work together and let's win together.
Finalmente, quiero contarles una anécdota. Yo conocí a un niño que iba a las escuelas, que era muy buen amigo mío y que quería ser ingeniero. Y yo le dije, yo lo voy a apoyar a usted si quiere estudiar. Y una vez lo encontré con un arma en la escuela y le dije, ¿qué está pasando? Me decepcioné mucho, pero después él cambió de idea, porque esas ideas demócratas que penetran en las escuelas de tener la vida fácil, de que nadie les puede decir nada, que la policía tiene que respetarlos, no ellos a la policía, sino que la policía tiene que respetar a los criminales. Esas ideas las vamos a terminar y vamos a darle la oportunidad a los latinoamericanos para que puedan estudiar, para que puedan ser gente de bien, para que sean gente próspera, para que respeten a la policía. Yo, Ritesh Tandon, apoyo a la policía, apoyo a la seguridad, para que tengamos nuestras comunidades en paz y podamos tener lo que es la prosperidad económica, la prosperidad familiar y que las familias latinoamericanas puedan vivir en paz y en tranquilidad aquí en los Estados Unidos de América. Ritesh, beautiful subject, and then not to talk about other subject, but this is important subject as well, is the Proposition 16, which, you know, fighting for your prosperity, your career 20 years ago, no one give you anything. You have to fight for yourself, of course, with a beautiful angel that you find on your road, but basically you put your skills, your talent, your heart that your family gave you to prosper and become who you are. Proposition 16, they wanna divide, kill the talent. It's a trap. It's a political game telling the people, if you don't have any skills, don't worry. We will still support you, and we're gonna make you a lazy, dependable for the government, and also we're gonna make you equal to everybody, which now the Constitution says we all are equal. It would be a beautiful comment from you, knowing that you were one of those amazing talents that now are running for the Congress, and you can tell your experience to the Latin American people how to succeed without any law, besides you, your talent, and of course, respecting the USA Constitution that gives us the liberty and the freedom to work, go to school, and study hard.
So Jose, first of all, I want to tell you about Prop 16. Those who don't know, Prop 16, the Prop 16 will remove the Prop 209. And what this Prop 209 says that the state shall not discriminate against or grant preferential treatment to any individual on the basis of race, sex, color, ethnicity, and the national origin for the public jobs, for the public employment, or the public contracting. Today, my opponent, he endorsed the Prop 16. In fact, what he's trying to do, and what I felt, that these people, they are trying to make you dependent on them, so that you will not think from your brain, from your mind. What Proposition 16 does is, based on your race, you will get the admission in colleges. Based on your race, you get into the public jobs. Based on your race, you get the public contract. This is not fair. When I look into Proposition 16, before, I can tell you, before when the Proposition 16 was there, let me say earlier, at that time, Latinos was only 13.4% in UC and state colleges. And today, there is no Proposition 16, which my opponent is trying to push. And today, Latinos without Proposition 16 are 36% in UC and state colleges. Their number went up from 13.4 to 36% without Proposition 16. It is very good for the Latino community, I can tell you. They are working hard. And the students, those who are graduating, their rate has gone much higher. And I'm very proud of Latino communities where children graduation rate has gone far up. And this is where we want every children to learn and earn by themselves, instead of giving free with the race base, where the children will be confused whether they get the admission on the race base or they get it on the merit.
Mi mensaje de la propuesta 16 es explicarla primero que el estado de California no debe discriminar a nadie, especialmente por el color de piel y por la raza. Esto ha creado en la propuesta 16 una división completa del talento, de la capacidad de los latinoamericanos. Esto viene a crear una división tremenda, grande. Mi opositor demócrata apoya la propuesta 16. Lo que está haciendo es formar una dependencia del Estado, que el Estado, California, le diga a los latinoamericanos, esto es lo que tiene que hacer, esto es lo que tiene que hacer. You know, Ritesh, you have to go to this school, you have to have this. That's the state what's saying. Y el Estado de California le va a indicar a través del gobierno qué es lo que tiene que hacer a sus hijos. Eso no puede ser, porque sus hijos tienen talento, capaces, pueden educarse, pueden pelear fuertemente en la vida para salir adelante, pueden ir a cualquiera de las escuelas. Ritesh dice que el 16% sin esta ley, antes, existiendo la ley, antes de la propuesta 16, solamente 16% de latinoamericanos podían ir a las universidades de la UC. Ahora existe el 32% de latinoamericanos que están inscritos en las universidades sin la propuesta 16. Eso quiere decir que no se necesita hacer la separación de colores. Eso no necesita que el Estado y el gobierno le digan a usted dónde tiene que ir, que porque es black, white, latino, indian, tiene que ir a la escuela. No, Ritesh dice, todos podemos ir a la escuela, todos podemos estudiar, trabajar, tener nuestra inteligencia, nuestra capacidad, nuestras habilidades. Y mi oponente lo que quiere hacer es controlarlo a usted, diciéndole dónde puede ir, que porque es latino, porque es indio, usted tiene que ir a esta escuela, no se preocupe. Los contratos, the contract Ritesh, los contratos, dárselos porque es el color de la piel, o porque es pobre, o porque es negro, o porque es blanco, porque es latino. Eso no debe de pasar. Eso promueve la dependencia, la corrupción, y nosotros, Ritesh Tandon, estamos en contra completamente de la propuesta 16. Ritesh, I just explained a little bit about how disgraceful, divided, how bad it is that the state control you, your skills, control your soul, control your spirit, control your education. And I told them that your opponent wants to control every single Latin American people because they are poor, because they're Latin, they're going to help them. And you are opponent of the Proposition 16 saying any kid, any Latin American, any Indian, like you, like me, like anybody, we don't need colors. We need intelligent school and education.
So true, Jose, when I came here in this country, I did not got admission based on color. I was also very poor. I did not have any money in my pocket. I worked hard to get admission into the college. And morning time, daytime I was working, and evening time I was going to school. And I'm very proud what I did. And I'm very proud of Latino communities. Today, they are 36% in UC and state colleges without Prop 16, and they are doing very well. Now, main root cause of the problem today when we look into our district is K to 12 education system. No legislator or my opponent look into K to 12. Instead, we need to give the school choices to all the families so they can send the schools to anywhere they want to. We want to have much more teacher responsibilities so that the kids, they get proper education. We need to have much more alignment of industries with the school so that we know what is the next thing which is coming up so that our children can start learning the basic thing. Today, what is happening is schools, when the children go, they don't see the new thing. They don't see the new technology. The same old 10-year-old syllabus is taught there. And I can tell you, teachers need to take a lot more responsibility and work with every children and make sure that they come out very educated. They come out as a best human being, and they come and they enjoy the American dream.
Mi mensaje general de la propuesta 16 es que las escuelas han bajado completamente de calidad. Los profesores en las escuelas únicamente lo que hacen es pasar las 8 horas cobrando su dinero del Estado y no produciendo lo que es los talentos de los niños que llegan a las escuelas. La tecnología está atrasada completamente en muchas escuelas. Las computadoras son las mismas de hace 10 o 15 años. No ha habido adelanto en lo que es el procedimiento de educación en las escuelas. ¿Por qué? La dependencia del Estado, la dependencia de los congresistas que quieren que los niños no avancen educativamente. La incultura que ha existido, los programas de estudio han fallado completamente bajo la gobernanza del Partido Demócrata en California. Es lamentable y, por supuesto, es terrible que los niños latinoamericanos no puedan avanzar en su educación en las escuelas, no tengan la calidad de enseñanza y que los profesores permitan que en vez de avanzar se atrase el proceso de educación. Los niños deben de tener sus talentos, desarrollarlos. La familia, sus padres quieren verlos graduados como de ingenieros, de abogados, de doctores, quieren que prosperen a través del talento. Y la propuesta 16 lo que hace es restringe completamente, limita completamente todo lo que es la capacidad de los niños y, por supuesto, las escuelas con un atraso terrible en la tecnología y los profesores no alimentan el pan del saber para que los niños puedan avanzar en su vida. Ritesh, just a little bit about what I said is that you mentioned that this Proposition 16 limited the talent. Kids, they want to be doctors, they want to be engineers, they want to be lawyers, they want to be astronauts. They dream about it in the United States, specifically the South American, the Central American people, the Latin people. They don't have the opportunity in Central America to go to school like they have here. What they're trying to do is to limit and apply the same school system in Central America, which is very bad, to apply to California as well, limiting, dividing the people and telling Ritesh, Jose, don't worry, you don't have to be a lawyer, but you can go to the school I'm telling you, and then because you are Indian, because you are Latin people, can you give a message on your final message thought on Proposition 16, why you are defending to no Proposition 16, why you are defending the talent? How do you know that the Indian people suffer in India, the Latin Americans suffer in Latin America because they have no opportunity? They come here to look for that dream, for that opportunity, and they want to also limit that dream to them.
Yes, thank you so much, Jose. Actually, I come from India, and my previous government for 22 years, they did the same thing. Look into the India, they never grew. Even the people, they did not grow. But when the new government came in, and slowly and gradually, when people, they start realizing, and more private school got open up, then we see the changes happening in the country. Same way right here, what these people are trying to do is limit the growth. Today, there are 36% Latinos in the UC and state colleges. There can be 50% also. But with the race-based discrimination, they are stopping these children from growing to that number because they say the race-based, you are only certain percentage, so only certain percentage need to go to college. They are controlling their mind. We need to teach our children to work hard, work on the merit base. Don't depend on the quota system for the job, for the public contract. Let everybody fairly compete and get the job, get this admission in the school, and work and do their best what you want to do in your life. Controlling people's mind will not help anyone. America will not be a superpower what it is today. And giving the welfare and what my opponent and all those people are trying to do will not help anyone. It will only make them dependent for the food. You need to learn how to earn the money and how to earn your food for the family. You don't want it free. You have done a lot of hard work by coming here as an immigrant, and I can tell you that look into the candidate who want to work for you. Don't just vote on the party line and blindly, which is I have seen the very sad parties in California.
Yo, Ritesh, recuerdo mucho el gobierno de la India primero, durante 20 años. Limitaba la educación, la prosperidad en la India. Sufría mucho, ustedes pueden ver, mucha pobreza, pero últimamente el nuevo gobierno ha abierto las puertas para más escuelas privadas en la India, para que la gente pueda prosperar, pueda avanzar en sus carreras, que no dependan directamente del gobierno. Mi idea general es que los latinoamericanos en las UC puedan avanzar más, 32%, 32%, no, pueden 50% o more, pueden avanzar los latinoamericanos en las escuelas de las universidades, que no sea que le digan, you have to be 10%, you have to be 20%. No, Proposition 16, that's what they do. Eso es lo que hace la propuesta 16. Y Ritesh Tandon dice, no, usted va a ir a las escuelas por su talento, por su corazón, por su educación, por la prosperidad. Y queremos nosotros no ponerle límites para que no existan números ni en la contratación ni en las escuelas, para que no exista dependencia del welfare, de solo extender la mano y que le den el cheque. No, eso no lo queremos, no welfare. Queremos que la gente prospere, trabaje, vaya a la escuela, sea un profesional de bien, que tenga sus empresas y que su familia esté contenta y feliz y que la propuesta 16 no pase, porque la propuesta 16 es un candado, es una muerte a su talento, es un crimen a su corazón y por supuesto al desarrollo de los latinoamericanos. Yo recuerdo mucho la India, de nuevo, ahora la India es un país que está creciendo más porque antes tenía limitaciones en la educación, abrir más escuelas, abrir más potenciales para que los niños latinoamericanos y las familias tengan esa oportunidad. Ritesh, that's a beautiful comment because in Central America and South America, some countries, they're very limited. Sometimes they don't give you the full capacity because they ask you, I am your government, just come here every often and I will give you money for free so you don't have to work. And then you know what? That's also, Ritesh, corruption, because those organizations who management that budget, you don't know where the money goes. Can you give us your final minute on that? Because that's very true. When you depend from welfare from the government, we give you free food, free health, free education. There's a corruption. They don't let you grow. Plus also the budget goes out of nowhere.
So to Jose, not only the corruption part, but also the quality of the work done is very poor. And this companies, what they do, they hire the people of color, and then they say, okay, this is my Latino community here, and you give them this percentage of contract, and they actually they subcontract it and they make a money. And also, if somebody need to go into it, since the admission is not based on merit, so everything on the back end and corruption starts. This is completely not fair. And I have seen this in my country, India. There's a huge corruption. And now things are getting under control and things are getting better and better every day, I can tell you. And this is where people are living the dream. Same thing I want to do for Latino community and Latino people. We need to fight together and we need to be independent. We don't need the free money. Give us the fair rule where everyone can compete together. Give me a job if I am qualified. If I'm not qualified, then give to someone who is qualified. And this is where actually everyone can win. If my interest is more in the music, then I want to grow in music. If my interest is medical, I'll grow in medical. If my interest is lawyer, I want to become that. Whosoever is best, let them live their dream. Don't limit them. And once again, I can tell you, Jose, very proud of Latino community. Before props, when the Prop 16 was there, 20 years back, Latinos was only 13.5%. Today, without Prop 16, Latinos are 36% in UC, and I'm very proud. And I want to see this number growing and growing and not stopped by any race-based discrimination.
Mi mensaje final es que la propuesta 16 limita completamente a la educación, el talento y las habilidades de los seres humanos. Yo lo conozco bien en la India. Ahora la India está mejorando mucho porque existe la libertad, la independencia de poder escoger su carrera, su educación, el lugar donde se va a trabajar. La calidad del trabajo, the quality of job, la calidad de trabajo es totalmente pésima cuando se utilizan los porcentajes de contratación. Si yo o Ritesh no estamos calificados para un trabajo, hay que dárselo a otra persona. If Ritesh and I, we don't qualify for one job, so hay que dárselo a una persona que sí califica, que sí tiene el talento y el estudio para poder trabajar, y no hacer una división de porcentajes y de color, que porque José es latino, Ritesh es de la India, uno tiene que tener el trabajo y el trabajo tiene una calidad espantosa, mal trabajo, y por supuesto no existen los productos verdaderamente válidos y buenos para que vayan al mercado. Teniendo una contratación de la propuesta 16, baja totalmente la calidad, la gerencia, y se contratan a las personas solo porque son de la raza negra, latina o de la raza de la India. Nosotros proponemos la independencia. Ritesh propone el talento, que si la persona califica, hay que darle su trabajo, que si la persona quiere estudiar, que estudie su carrera que necesite, que si quieren ser albañiles, ingenieros, constructores, que si quieren en cualquiera de las áreas, pero que sean calificados para que el producto suba, para que la expectativa de las empresas sea mucho mejor. Yo, Ritesh Tandon, me opongo completamente a la propuesta 16 para que existan verdaderos talentos en los latinoamericanos que puedan escoger sus carreras y que puedan, por supuesto, desarrollar sus talentos. Ritesh, like a 5 seconds on proposition 16, because the next question is related. Jobs and opportunity. So 5 more seconds on the proposition 16.
My only point is let everybody grow based on the inherent skills they have. It need to be all merit based, not the not the skin color based, and let everybody have the opportunity. What the opponent is dividing for the votes, they are not doing it fair with the human being and our children and our people, and it is sad to see that.
Mi mensaje final es que basémonos en los méritos, en los estudios, en las habilidades y en la educación de cada uno de nosotros, en vez de el porcentaje por el color de la piel. No podemos seguir y no podemos permitir que el color de la piel decida dónde va a trabajar y quién va a ser contratado. Nosotros creemos en los méritos, en la independencia, en el trabajo fuerte, en el trabajo efectivo, en la educación. Creemos que cada latinoamericano tiene su talento y hay que aprovecharlo en el bien, no solamente de la familia, sino que de la prosperidad de los Estados Unidos de América. Mi oponente quiere la propuesta 16. Yo, Ritesh Tandon, no quiero la propuesta 16 porque eso limita completamente el mérito, la independencia y el talento y le dice a usted, usted va a ir a trabajar acá y aunque no califique, usted va a ir a trabajar. Eso no puede continuar, no puede pasar en Estados Unidos de América. Ritesh, that was a beautiful comment on Proposition 16 and something that is related. And you know very well, because you are a person of technology. Me, myself, I work for one of the biggest corporations in United States of America. And now, as you know, many companies are leaving the California. They're fleeing the country. They're looking for something else to prosper because the Democrats are breaking every single company. Their jobs are not growing. The companies, anarchists, terrorists, Black Lives Matter, Antifa, they are destroying the entrepreneurship. No one wants to hire people anymore because the companies are being shut down. Tell them really quick your view of Silicon Valley, one of the most wonderful and prosperous places in the world, the one who controlled the technology around the world, now is suffering because the Democrats are in control.
Thank you so much, Jose. First of all, 22 years I have worked in the Silicon Valley, and I know how it works. In fact, today in the Silicon Valley, we have the great people, great ideas, and the strong communities who are executing on everything. But sad part is because of the high government regulation, high taxes, high government intervention, high cost of living, companies and people, they are moving out of California. And this is very sad to see that. Today, we have to be more company friendly, and we need to create a lot more opportunities so that people can work on the next generation technologies. I can tell you, Jose, since we are connecting both the topic of the school and this part, today industries, they don't work very closely with the school and colleges. In fact, the new technologies which is coming up in the future is artificial intelligence, quantum computing, advanced manufacturing, robotics, advanced medicines, all those things. We don't put the seed of these advanced technologies during the school time to our children. And when our children, they go to the colleges and the companies, they don't talk with each other. My dream is to connect more deeply the industries and the colleges so that by the third year or fourth year, when the student is in the college, he can start doing some internship with the company. He can start learning that which area he need to go. He can start looking into the companies, and companies can hire them as an intern in third year and fourth year, and also can pay them a little bit money, which can help them with their tuition. And it's a win-win scenario, so that by the fourth year, the student comes out from the college, they have the job ready for them. And for the company, the big benefit is the student is already trained what they are looking for, and they will hire, and the student become productive from the day one. So it's such a big win-win situation. By my opponent and all those people, they just keep on bashing and just complaining, doing nothing for the community. And this is where actually I come into picture with all the background of industries, with my technology background, with my business background. I like to create the solution which can help people, which can help all the communities, which can help the students, which can help the companies, and together we can build the beautiful product which can make and continue to grow in our life, all our people and our community.
Con mis 14 o 15 años de trabajo en tecnología en el Silicon Valley, yo conozco, dice Ritesh, cómo funciona el Silicon Valley, cómo funcionan las empresas, cuál es el tipo de trabajo, de prosperidad, de oportunidad que pueden dar estas empresas, que desde hace mucho tiempo contrataban a la gente que tenía capacidad, Él trabajó en el Silicon Valley por mucho tiempo. Conoce cómo funciona la prosperidad y las oportunidades en este lugar maravilloso que controla la tecnología del mundo. Pero últimamente, bajo la conducción de los demócratas y mi oponente del Partido Demócrata, quieren con los impuestos, elevar los impuestos, high taxes. No quieren destruir las empresas. Quieren que las personas ya no trabajen, que no prosperen. Y también, como dice Ritesh, se ha perdido completamente la conexión entre la universidad, university, jobs. No hay conexión entre ellas, sino que ahora lo que se hace es una contratación por diversidad, por color, darle oportunidad a las minorías, cuando todos tenemos las mismas oportunidades. Ritesh tiene una experiencia grande en el Silicon Valley y él sabe que aumentando los impuestos destruye completamente la empresa privada, las empresas del Silicon Valley y la prosperidad de los latinoamericanos y de todas las razas que están aquí en Estados Unidos. Él, como republicano, quiere bajar los impuestos para que las empresas puedan contratar, crear más fuentes de trabajo, que exista una relación entre las empresas de tecnología y las universidades, para que los muchachos y las personas que estudien, no importa la edad, después de 4 años de estudio, puedan hacer la conexión, el internship en esas universidades y en esas empresas para que exista mayor prosperidad y calidad en los trabajos. Ha sido terrible lo que han hecho los demócratas, han destruido completamente esa relación entre las universidades y, por supuesto, las escuelas. Ritesh, really quick, just want to let you know, when I was working for one of the biggest companies, they ask you for diversity. And I asked them, are you hiring me because diversity or because you have a degree? So this is what's been happening in the last 10 years under the Democratic. They lost totally control. And also, you mentioned something that is true. They lost a liaison between the universities and the companies. What it used to be at the beginning, people working for these high-tech companies coming from a very beautiful college. And then they have a relationship doing the internship. And if they pass the internship, no matter what color of the skin, they stay working for them. Now, the quality of those companies become low because the first thing they tell you is, we're going to have a diversity town hall today in the company. We don't need diversity here. We need talent people. We all have a degree. We all have an opportunity. Can you tell them in like a few minutes, because we're going to wrap it up soon, tell them what is the difference to hire a diversity and what is the people to hire a person who had the talent, who went to school, education, and wants to have an opportunity in Silicon Valley. That's what we're losing the jobs.
Exactly. And Jose, before I get to that point, I just want to tell you what I like to do for the Silicon Valley. I want to keep the low taxes. I want to keep the reasonable regulation because the companies, they are moving out actually. I want to have the more federal program for the startups. I like to have more federal funding for the small businesses. Today, the small businesses, I can tell you, lot of 85% of the people they are working with the small businesses, and I see many Latino communities, Chinese, Indians, everyone they are running their families based on the support from the small businesses. And today I see those people are completely ignored. I want to bring more tax dollars to bring the infrastructure which will create more and more Latino jobs and American jobs. I like to bring the smart city construction concept, which will help. And smart cities, Jose, is where you are working, where you are living, your work is just 3 miles away. Your school is very close. Your everything is close, so you can spend more and more time. Now, looking into the work part, Jose, this happened with me when I was studying in the college. I started working as intern at Cisco, and after working for 3 months, they hire me, and I find also the job which I want to do, which I want to love. This is where I see when I got the training 3 months in Cisco, but the same training, if we might have got it in the school for all the children, by the time they come out, everybody will be ready and they can find a job somewhere or other. This is where actually my past experience, what I run into, I want to apply here. I want to bring the changes in the life of community and our children.
Cuando yo trabajé en Cisco System y tuve la oportunidad de estar ahí mucho tiempo, llegué como interno, conocí, estudié y me dieron la oportunidad para estar en esa empresa mundial en donde pude desarrollar todo mi talento. Antes que eso, Ritesh decía que necesita darle más dinero a aquellas personas que quieran abrir empresas en los Estados Unidos para que puedan dar mucho más apoyo a los latinoamericanos y, por supuesto, a las oportunidades, a los talentos, bajar los impuestos, conseguir fondos federales para que existan nuevas empresas de tecnología, también hacer lo que se llama el Smart City. ¿Qué es el Smart City? Smart City es que la escuela, el trabajo y, por supuesto, las actividades de recreación estén todas concentradas en un mismo lugar para que queden a 2 o 3 minutos. You know, the traffic is terrible too. We're going to talk about in a different topic later. But Smart City es un concepto que Ritesh lo quiere traer al Silicon Valley, que quiere que el trabajo, las escuelas y todos los que esta actividad próspera de una ciudad esté cerca, para que no puedan manejar 1, 2 o 3, 4 horas o hasta más a veces para llegar a sus trabajos. Un tráfico terrible. Y Smart City lo que hace es concentra cerca de su actividad de trabajo la escuela, su familia y, por supuesto, la vivienda para que todos estén ahí. Y algo que decía Ritesh es que quiere apoyar a los nuevos empresarios, aquellos que quieren comenzar sus empresas, y eso lo va a hacer desde el Congreso con los fondos federales, bajar los impuestos para que aumente la capacidad de trabajo y, por supuesto, las personas sean contratadas. Él trabajó en Cisco System, una empresa mundialmente conocida que le dio la oportunidad a él por estudiar, por trabajar, por hacer su internship, y ahí probó que el talento es más importante que me den una oportunidad solo por el color de mi piel. Ritesh, what final thoughts on your Silicon Valley jobs? Is almost like an hour, and then people wants to listen about your final thoughts on your jobs, because smart cities are very smart, by the way, and also people will love not to commute. You know, the commute is really bad, transportation is bad, and then your sample as a Cisco System, because you went to school, they give you the opportunity. And they didn't hire you because the diversity. That's what they're trying to do right now. And then you want to create jobs by lower the taxes and also create some federal funding for new startups. So your final thoughts.
Yeah, I just want to tell you, to all my Latino friends, that South America is just a couple of hour flight from here. We have the great opportunities where we can do a lot more business with the southern America. Yeah, I can tell you one thing. I like to do a lot more cooperation between the North America and South America. I like to build the industries so that people, those who are there, they need not to migrate for the better opportunities here. We want to create the better opportunities for the people. We need to make sure that everyone, every children, they get the hands on the new technology while they are in the school and colleges. They need not to come out and learn. In fact, the school and colleges, they need to be 10 steps ahead of the industries, and we need to work together. And I will create that closure cooperation. I will create the more and more jobs. I will create the better life for all the American citizens right here in the United States, as well as in South America.
Mi final propuesta, o la propuesta final como candidato al Congreso 17 de Estados Unidos, es que voy a aumentar la capacidad de empleo, la oportunidad de trabajo, la oportunidad de los estudiantes, pero no solamente en Estados Unidos, sino también haremos próspera a otras naciones como Centroamérica, Honduras, El Salvador, Guatemala, otros países de Latinoamérica que también tienen el derecho a poder tener una vida diferente, una vida próspera, una vida empresarial, una vida de talentos. Y mediante la creación de trabajos aquí en el Silicon Valley, que él conoce muy bien, no solamente le va a dar prosperidad, educación y oportunidades a la gente que vive en California, sino también desde el Congreso de Estados Unidos pueden haber algunos puentes, alguna relación de negocio, alguna relación de inversión, programas de educación para poder llevarlos a los latinoamericanos y desde los Estados Unidos poderlos apoyar, no con fondos gratis, sino con trabajos, con oportunidades, con programas de desarrollo educativo y programas de desarrollo empresarial. Yo, Ritesh Tandon, quiero bajar los impuestos, quiero tener smart cities, quiero tener presupuestos federales para poder darle el apoyo a aquellos que quieren iniciar sus empresas de tecnología en el Silicon Valley. Por lo tanto, los oponentes quieren quebrar las empresas, aumentar los impuestos, que la gente trabaje por el color de su piel. Nosotros nos oponemos completamente eso. Queremos que la gente trabaje, que estudie, que tenga su oportunidad, que desarrolle su talento, sus habilidades. Y yo, Ritesh Tandon, desde el Congreso de Estados Unidos, apoyaré la prosperidad, las empresas del Silicon Valley y más que todo a los latinoamericanos que están listos y atentos a poder tener una vida diferente y una vida próspera. Ritesh, final thoughts on your people, your Latin American people, the people who listen to you today, all your immigration experience, all the suffering, the nerve, you couldn't sleep. You don't even know what immigration was going to brought to you. You don't know what's happened with the immigration process, 14, 15, 16 years. You had that experience. Also, as a person of Silicon Valley, creating jobs, you study, you went to school, you prospered yourself. You know how it is to suffer every single part of the life in US, but also pay off very well. That means you are a great example for the Latin American community that if somebody wants to work hard, smart, honest, can have similar opportunities like you. In the last minute, please tell the Latin community, besides giving you the support, because the other people, the Democrats, they never ever support them. They forgot completely about them. Tell them in your final minute, Ritesh, what is your passion? What your heart tell them? And what is the opportunity you're going to create for them?
So first of all, thank you, Jose. I can tell you that everyone has given 4 years to my opponent, and he has done nothing for you and for our district, for our people, for our nation, for our minorities, for our Latino community. In fact, he's coming from the Indian background. He has not done anything for the Indian community. Instead of that, he has just bashed us. He supported the bill like Prop 16, moving jobs out of Silicon Valley, sponsoring bill like HR 5383, where you cannot deport the people who are doing the serious crimes. I like to request the Latino community, just give me one chance. I am like you. I came here on the visa, on the F1, H1, green card, citizenship. I know you're suffering. I have worked at the very ground level, and I know that how everyone suffers, how your family suffers, how your families back home suffers. I want to bring changes in your life, and I like to work for you. I'm not controlled by all this leftists, and I will not do any false promise to you. I can only tell you that 4 years you have given to others, he has done nothing for you. Now give me 2 years and let me fight for you. My website is tandonforcongress.com, and my campaign is running at the very, very ground level. And I can tell you that it is only funded by people like you and me, and together we can win.
Yo, Ritesh Tandon, le solicito la oportunidad a los latinoamericanos para ser electo al Congreso de Estados Unidos. Mi oponente tiene 4 años haciendo nada en el Congreso, únicamente utilizando el sentimiento, la voluntad y el espíritu de los latinos para que el día antes de la elección voten por él y 4 años o 2 años después se olvide completamente de ustedes. Yo, Ritesh Tandon, le solicito a su corazón una oportunidad en el Congreso americano. No le voy a fallar porque yo conozco sus problemas. Yo fui también inmigrante con la visa F1, H1B, vine desde la India. Prosperé, llegué, me dieron mi residencia permanente, me dieron mi ciudadanía y sufrí completamente el procedimiento migratorio. Igual también trabajé cuando era estudiante en actividades de cualquier naturaleza. Conozco verdaderamente cómo es trabajar en la parte más baja y llegar hasta donde estoy el día de hoy. Los demócratas no les han brindado a ustedes esa oportunidad. Quieren limitarles las oportunidades. Y yo, Ritesh Tandon, quiero abrir la puerta de la prosperidad, de la oportunidad para los latinoamericanos. Quiero apelar a la conciencia de ustedes para que me presten su voto. Y desde el Congreso de los Estados Unidos les mostraré cómo un inmigrante que sufrió como ustedes puede llegar a apoyarlos y que mi oponente no conoce verdaderamente, incluyendo que de la India ha olvidado completamente a mis compatriotas de la India y, por supuesto, no digamos a los latinoamericanos que ni siquiera los conoce. Yo, Ritesh Tandon, les solicito el voto a ustedes este noviembre 3 para demostrarles que la prosperidad sí puede existir, para demostrarles que los niños latinos pueden ser educados en los Estados Unidos de América. In 10 seconds, Ritesh, something very important because we have to wrap it up. Remember, there is a lot of Christian people in Latin America. The Latin people are so Christian, and in 30 seconds, the Democrats want to limit. They don't want to open the churches. And then Latin American people, they are very religious. They're very spiritual people. So before we leave, don't forget that subject.
Yeah, definitely. I will include my comment for that part. It's very important. I was fighting for the church here. I gave a lot of my input. In fact, they closed the church where I started my campaign. And not only this part, they are fining that church $10,000 per day, which is ridiculous. In fact, they allow the rights to happen, but why they cannot allow the people to go to the churches with some precaution and some procedure? I can tell you, Jose, one last thing, and then I will end this part, that my opponent has raised $3.2 million from the rich people. I am only left with the $12,000. So I may not be able to come back to them with the expensive ads and tools and what my opponent will do. I can only promise that I will work for you, and you can help me spreading this video to your friends, families, and also you can go to tandonforcongress.com and volunteer for me, because it's all volunteer driven campaign and all at the ground level to bring the reform in this country. And only you can help me. And I promise you that I work very closely with 11 Latino families today. I work with them. I know the problem, what they're running into, and how much hard work they do. I will always be standing for you and for the Latino community. And I will be your voice in the Washington. Thank you.
Mi mensaje final es que mi oponente permite los actos anárquicos, terroristas y criminales en las calles sin ningún problema, pero no permite que nuestros latinoamericanos vayan a las iglesias a congregarse para sus oraciones en familia. Eso, bajo mi mandato como congresista de los Estados Unidos de América, no va a pasar. No va a haber límites para que las personas latinoamericanas puedan expresar su espiritualidad en las iglesias, porque sabemos lo importante que es los valores cristianos para los latinoamericanos. Sabemos que es una parte esencial de la familia y de la cultura de los latinoamericanos. Mi oponente permite la anarquía, el terrorismo y la destrucción de las calles, pero cierran las iglesias para que ustedes no puedan llegar a tocar las puertas y orar directamente con Dios y tener un momento de espiritualidad independientemente que lo puedan hacer en sus casas. Pero es una tradición positiva, una tradición que trae paz y, por supuesto, une a las familias latinas tener las puertas abiertas de la iglesia. Yo, Ritesh Tandon, solicito que me den su voto este noviembre 3, que me permitan ser su congresista. Votaré por ustedes, seré parte de la comunidad latinoamericana y el día de hoy trabajé con 11 personas, 11 families, right? Con 11 familias latinoamericanas, exponiendo mi plan de trabajo, conociendo el sufrimiento de ellas en el tema de trabajo, en el tema migratorio y en el problema de educación. Yo, Ritesh Tandon, finalmente apelo a la conciencia directa de ustedes para que me puedan prestar su voto este 3 de noviembre y cambiar completamente la perspectiva y la objetividad y, por supuesto, traer prosperidad, unir a las familias y darle la oportunidad a los latinoamericanos desde el Congreso de los Estados Unidos de América, Distrito 17. Yo, Ritesh Tandon, estaré ahí para apoyarlos y decirles y contestar sus preguntas y apoyar a mi distrito y, por supuesto, a los latinoamericanos aquí en California. Thank you, Ritesh.
Gracias, Jose, and thank you so much, everyone here. Once again, this is Ritesh Tandon, your congressional candidate from District 17, which includes San Jose, Santa Clara, Sunnyvale, Cupertino, Fremont, Newark. Please vote for me this November and let me work for you and let me become your voice. Thank you so much. Gracias. And I want to thank Jose. Uh, in fact, he has done a wonderful job. He's a very nice human being. He has a feeling for the community. And I was telling Jose that people like you need to stand up and work for the community. And one day he will be your leader, running in the Congress and running and helping you. He will work closely with me to become your voice, and together we can work and we can solve your problem with all the rules and bills so that you can live your life and enjoy your life. Once again, gracias, and thank you so much for waiting.
Ritesh dice que muchas gracias a la comunidad latinoamericana que está dispuesto completamente a abrir su corazón y sus puertas en el Congreso de Estados Unidos, que tendrá un equipo de trabajo excepcional que posiblemente incluya a nosotros, a Jose Tercero, desde Washington, D.C., para poder contribuir y darle respuesta a los problemas latinoamericanos. Y, por supuesto, espera y desea que a través del voto latinoamericano del Distrito 17 le den la oportunidad a Ritesh de ser el representante de esta bandera norteamericana en el Congreso de los Estados Unidos, y que ustedes tendrán un amigo dentro del Congreso y los latinoamericanos tendrán todas las oportunidades y tendrán comunicación directa con su oficina, porque va a armar un grupo de trabajo excepcional para poder identificarnos contigo. Ritesh Tandon dice gracias a toda la comunidad latinoamericana. Vote por Ritesh Tandon, Distrito 17 de California. Thank you, Ritesh. Gracias, Ritesh.
Gracias. Thank you so much. Yeah. Have a wonderful weekend to everyone. Take care.
Thank you.